After UFC 310, when Tatiana Suarez versus Virna Jandiroba plays out, assuming all is well and Tatiana makes it through camp, hopefully she doesn't pull out like last time, because if she does, I'm cooked, and so is she. I'm going to get clowned for hyping up a pullout merchant, and Tatiana's going to get shat on for being the girl who can't show up to fights. But assuming all is well and, the fight goes through as planned, I think the narrative that's on Tatiana right now is going to completely change in the next 3 months. And let me explain. So right now, fans are going from discrediting Tatiana despite the fact that she literally is undefeated. She doesn't have a padded record because she did beat 3 former champions, and all 3 of those wins aged well. Even though now all 3 of them are coming off recent losses, Carla losing to Zhang after a 6-fight win streak, by the way. And, Andrade losing to Natalia, but different weight class. Andrade already won 2 in a row prior. One of them was a knockout win. And then, Alexa Grasso loses her title to, Valentina Shevchenko. But again, fans do not give Tatiana credit where credit is due. When fans talk about Tatiana Suarez, they talk about how she's overrated. All her best wins don't matter because Grasso was young. For some reason, the Carla win isn't regarded, and the Jessica win isn't regarded because, everyone beats Jessica and she's washed up. But when Natalia Silva beats a washed Jessica Andrade, all of a sudden it matters, and all of a sudden she's the next big thing in her own weight class, and fans respect her for it, call her a future champion, and think she beats Valentina, but then they don't use Tatiana beating Jessica as a benchmark for why she beats Wei Li, but it's whatever. But not just that, but they also talk about how injury prone she is, which is true, and how inactive she is. And they use her inactivity as a means to say that she is just undeserving of a title shot because she just only fights once or twice within like the last 4 years, even though it wasn't her fault. She was battling injuries. She's made it through them. Here she is. She's back. She's active. Again, fans do not respect her resume, and fans focus so heavily on her inactivity. But I'm telling you, once she goes out there and dominates Virna, and hopefully finishes her too, but once she's done playing with her toy, once she's done steamrolling her, I promise you all these fans are going to start glazing her. They're going to start respecting her more. They're going to start calling her an active contender, because beating Virna is going to be enough for the fans to start respecting her. Why? Because Virna Jandiroba is on a 5-fight win streak. She's in her prime, unlike Jessica. And unlike Grasso, who was young at the time that Tatiana beat her, even though Grasso still can't wrestle to this day and Tatiana owns her. So whatever, right? They will still respect that win because, again, Virna in her prime, she's at the peak of her career at this point in time, 5-fight winning streak. Number 3 in the division. A lot of fans look at her as a deserving contender for the title shot. So if Tatiana kills off another streaking contender who fans think deserves a title shot and who fans glaze for a 5-fight win streak, fans are going to look at that win as like Tatiana's first legitimate contender she's ever beaten. They're going to act like that's the first ever legitimate contender she's beat in her entire career, despite the fact that she finished Jessica, despite the fact that she finished Grasso, and is the only woman to ever finish her in her entire UFC career. Not even the Bullet could do it. And dominated Carla like no other has been able to do within the next 4 years after that fight, right? She'll finally get the credit and respect she deserves. And then fans all of a sudden are going to start agreeing with me that she has a chance against Wei Li. Then all of a sudden fans are going to actually acknowledge that she is a threat to Zhang Wei Li. Whereas right now, people act like she doesn't have a chance in hell. But they're going to see what I'm talking about when she does end the win streak of Virna Jandiroba. Fans are going to actually be excited for herself versus Zhang Weili. Because right now, for some reason, Weili Suarez is such an overlooked fight that fans claim they just don't care about because Suarez is a boring wrestler who's inactive. But when she has literally 3 fights, when she completes 3 fights within the last year, and maybe even 3 of those being finishes, fans are going to be all over that matchup. And they're going to be advocating for Tatiana Suarez to get a title shot. They should be advocating for her right now, but they will be advocating for her after December 7th. And I cannot wait because fans are so fickle. Okay, fans, they shift narratives every time a fighter wins or loses. Like, depending on a fighter's win to loss ratio, depending on whether a fighter wins or loses, that determines what a fan will think of said fighter. You know what I mean? I don't know how Lemos is a worthy enough win for Virna to get glazed, because Amanda Lemos, where is her world championship? Is she a former UFC champion? No. Is Angela Hill a former UFC champion? No. Lupita Godinez just lost to Mackenzie Dern. Not champ material. Marina Rodriguez, not a former champion. Marina, at one point in time did have a 5-fight win streak, but look at her now. Now she has like a 50-50 record. She's win-loss, inconsistent. And I guarantee you when Virna loses this fight, she's going to end up just like Marina Rodriguez. But it's weird how you guys glaze Virna just because she's 21-3. You know what I mean? I don't understand. I really fail to understand why she gets more credit than Tatiana Suarez. It's literally weird. But again, fans are selective. They literally pick and choose who they want to give credit to and who they don't want to give credit to. Fans will pick and choose which fighters, will they hold their losses against them. Some fighters who have past losses to certain fighters, fans will be like, oh, you lost to this guy or that girl, so you suck, you're not that good. But then another fighter can have a loss to X fighter or whatever, and then fans will overlook that. And fans are overlooking the fact that Ribas beat her, Dern beat her, Esparza beat her. Fans are overlooking that. Fans with certain fighters will look at past losses as a room for concern as to why they'll lose whatever matchup they have ahead of them. But then some fighters, they'll overlook who beat that fighter and say, it doesn't matter, it was a long time ago, they're going to beat this fighter. And that's how it is in this matchup, if I'm making any kind of sense. Fans are overlooking the fact that she lost to someone that Tatiana dominated, and that she lost to Mackenzie Dern, who is a one-trick pony, and lost to Amanda Ribas, who kind of sucks. They don't look at those losses and be like, I don't know, if she's struggling with these kind of fighters, imagine what Tatiana could do to her. For some reason, fans are ignoring that. I honestly just don't see how Virna Jandiroba can win this fight against Tatiana Suarez. It's MMA. Every fight is 50-50. Everyone has a chance at this level. But unless Jandiroba catches her in some submission, overall, she's not a better fighter than Tatiana. She's not going to stop the wrestling of Tatiana Suarez. She's not taking down Suarez. She's not stopping her takedowns. And if she can't get a sub, she has absolutely nothing on her. And December 7th, all that's going to change in terms of fans acting like Virna is more worthy of a Weili fight. That's going to change real soon. And fans are going to switch over to, we really want to see Tatiana get a title shot. And then fans are going to actually start judging Weili for having not fought since April. Fans are going to actually start getting on Weili like they did with Rose after Jessica knocked out Carolina. This is going to be like the modern day Kovalevich versus Andrade type of fight. Tatiana's going to get some crazy impressive finish that's going to get the fans talking and almost overlooking the champ even. I think that's what's going to happen. And then the future odds for Weili Suarez might sway. And then Tatiana Suarez just might open up as a betting favorite, exactly like how Jessica Andrade went from an underdog against Rose in the opening odds to then now she's the favorite against Rose because she knocked out Carolina. I see that coming from a mile away. And it's just funny how, like, 6 years ago, everyone was hyping up Tatiana Suarez for the same reasons they diminish her now. And it felt like at that time, I was the one who wasn't sold on her. Like, people were glazing her for dominating and finishing Grasso and Carla. I was like, so what? You finished Grasso and Carla. I wasn't impressed by those wins, like I am now in hindsight. But now, fast forward 6 years later, it feels like now I'm alone in hyping her up, and everyone else kind of diminishes her and acts like she's really not all that. But again, all that's going to change December 7th, and I cannot wait. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Peace out.